As we've mentioned before, our business is a very competitive one. There are only a certain number of customers in any one shop's area, and if you don't get that potential customer, then the competition will. Wouldn't it be nice if your shop didn't have to give money away to our friends at the Yellow Pages every year to bring in new business? Wouldn't that be great? Well, if every service technician in your shop could start to help build the shop's referral business, then that kind of outside advertising wouldn't even be necessary. If one customer tells a friend, and that friend tells two of their friends, well, I think you can see the point. Now, to help meet that goal, let's go a bit deeper into the topic of referrals and examine a few techniques that you can use to increase your shop's customer base. Before we get into the techniques, I'd like to ask you a question to illustrate the importance of referrals. Do you work out of a shop which advertises in the Yellow Pages? Right next to your ad, is there another ad for a shop very similar to yours? And does that other shop offer many of the same equipment, fixtures, and skilled service technicians that you do? Well, what are you doing to get service calls? What are you doing to help make sure that customers ask for your shop by name? How are you helping build your shop's customer loyalty? If your shop stopped advertising in the Yellow Pages, could you make a living? Would you even be dispatched? Could you survive? Well, if the answer is no, then you haven't done enough to develop your shop into one that customers just have to call. Referrals are about becoming the only shop for your customers to call upon for all their service needs. Once you've worked with a customer, they should never go to any other company for service. Anytime your customer needs anything your shop provides, that customer calls your shop. And not only that, the customer refers friends and relatives as well. I don't care if your shop has the best equipment, the best prices, and the best advertising in town, you still need to help develop your shop's customer base if you want to call yourself a professional service technician, and if you want to maximize your own personal potential. Now, how do you go about the art of developing referrals? Well, certainly you start with each step of the selling process. You see, you need to understand that your customers don't care about you, but you have to care about your customers. This is very important to understand. You have to care about your customers, and you have to find personal things about your most important customers to remember. All along the way, in the process of customer service and satisfaction, find out about your customer's home, their spouse, and what kind of appliances and fixtures they have. What's their plumbing situation? How old is their air conditioner? Find out all you can, and keep brief notes if you can. You can jot it down right on the invoice, so shop personnel can use the information appropriately. For example, let's say Mrs. Smith just bought a new thermostat for her home. She happens to mention that her husband just got a new job. You congratulate her and you talk a little further about her remodeling plans. You find out that her husband's new job pays very, very well, and that they are planning on redoing the entire house. However, they can't afford to do this just yet. Mrs. Smith tells you that they should have enough money to start the process next April. Well, what do? First, don't forget to record as many details as you can, including the fact that there's potential for future service next April. You might try to list some brief notes about her plans and also about the type of thermostat she bought, what else she might like to upgrade, and anything you have time and space for. And guess what? When April comes around and someone from your shop makes a follow-up call, where do you think she's going to buy any additional appliances from? Your shop, of course. Not to mention all the potential add-ons. And then if she's happy with your shop's service, you or your shop's personnel can ask her to tell her friends, relatives, and neighbors. And the process has begun. Now, we also know that the confirmation and follow-up step helps to strengthen customer satisfaction and further our relationship with the customer. This is an important aspect of developing referrals, so don't forget to be sure that someone follows up with your customers, customers who buy and customers who don't buy. Go ahead and send a handwritten thank you note to customers who make large purchases, if you can, to thank them for their business. And be sure someone calls those customers who don't choose service to see if they're ready to make a decision on any of the proposals you wrote. You and your shop will stand out from the crowd. You'll be building the kind of trust that's needed to maximize referrals. Ask your customers for referrals before you leave the job, or if it's appropriate at your shop, pick up the phone, call one of your satisfied customers, and tell them you really enjoy assisting customers who are referred by someone. You enjoy helping referrals because they'll know they're going to be getting great service. Don't be shy. Why not ask for referrals from every customer? If the customer knows someone who's thinking about buying an appliance or might need service, go ahead and ask if it would be okay to call that person. Get the referral's name and phone number, if you can. You see, your chances of selling referral customers are very, very good, since they will automatically have faith and trust in you. So see that every satisfied customer is contacted and asked for a referral. The other thing you can do is to use the fact that certain neighborhoods have homes that were all built by the same developers. It's not unusual to discover such homes all have the same major furnaces, air conditioning units, water heaters, you name it. That means the problems experienced by one customer will probably apply to all the neighbors. Why, I know one technician who sold 12 water heaters in only a 4-block area. It's really amazing the kind of business you can build with referrals. Now, let's take a look at an example.
Yeah, that's right, Mrs. Allen. It's typical in that particular model for the controls to go out once they reach that age. I think it was very smart of you to replace it, and you really made an excellent choice on the new one.
Yeah, Mike, I think you're right, too. Oh, and thank you for replacing that light bulb.
Oh, gosh, that was my pleasure. Say, Mrs. Allen, before I go, may I ask you a favor?
Yeah, sure. What is it?
Well, I couldn't help noticing that most of the homes in the area look as though they may have been built by the same company.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering if you knew of anyone else that was having the same problems with their water heater that you were.
Huh. You know, that's an interesting thought. I didn't really think about it before, but you know what? I'll bet you anything Patty and Mike are going to have the same trouble. They live next door. We bought our houses at the same time, right after they were built.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then you're probably right. Do you think it'd be all right if I gave him a call and asked him if I could be of service?
Oh, actually, yeah, I think that would be great. I think they'd appreciate it. You know what? I'll give you their number.
Oh, okay, great.
And just tell them that I said to call, okay?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Sure. You know, I always enjoy going on referral calls. The customer knows to expect great service, and they get it.
Yeah. Okay, Patty and Mike Sims.
Okay.